1967, December 22. Miami hotel owner and yachtsman Dan Burack set out on his cabin cruiser Witchcraft with a priest named Patrick Horgan. The ship was taken 1 mile off the Miami coastline so that Burack and Horgan could view the Christmas lights visible from the shore. That night, Burack radioed a distress call to the Coast Guard, informing them that the boat's propeller had struck something underwater, and that the vessel would need to be towed in. The Coast Guard requested that he send up a flare in roughly 20 minutes so that the boat could be more easily located. The official who received the call reportedly later noted that Burack did not seem too concerned about the Witchcraft, a boat that Burack had fitted with a special flotation device in its hull. When the Coast Guard arrived at the location from which Burack called, he, Horgan, and the Witchcraft were nowhere to be found. Over the following days, a search was conducted over hundreds of square miles of ocean, but the boat and its passengers were never found. From Larry Cush's The Bermuda Triangle Mystery Solved, 1975, Miami Herald, Friday, December 22, 1967, page 2, small boat forecast, winds 10 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet and inland waters choppy. Miami Herald, Sunday, December 24, 1967, page B1, by Arnold Markovitz and Pat Seeley, a retired hotel man and a priest friend who took a boat ride to look at Miami's holiday lights Friday night still are missing in spite of a massive search by the Coast Guard, the Civil Air Patrol and private boats and aircraft. Dan Burack and the Reverend Father Patrick Horgan of Fort Lauderdale were missing with Burack's 23-foot boat, Witchcraft. Burack radioed the Coast Guard Friday night that the boat had become disabled about a mile off Miami Beach. The Coast Guard said a radio telephone distress message was received Friday night, and that Burack was told to fire off a flare in about 20 minutes, in order to guide a rescue boat to his location. The rescue crew never saw the flare, and there was no further radio contact with the Witchcraft. Stiff winds blowing from the north and northeast whipped the surface of the Atlantic into a carpet of foam against which a white boat like Witchcraft could have been well camouflaged. The search Friday covered 1,200 square miles, reaching from Miami to Delray Beach and Bimini. Dan's an expert sailor and a good navigator, said a friend. I don't know if Father Horgan can swim, but Dan can, and neither of them is the type to panic in an emergency. They were carrying all the safety devices on the boat, too. Miami Herald, Thursday, December 29, 1967, page B2, the Coast Guard Wednesday called off a 5-day air-sea search. The men and the Witchcraft were never spotted. The search covered an area from Islamorada north to St. Augustine, and out to sea as far as 120 miles, about 24,500 square miles, the Coast Guard said.